Alright, welcome to our last match with Blue White Flash. We are 2-2 so far. We have drawn the Reflector Mage hand. I am going to keep this hand because when this hand is good, it's like unbeatable, and when this hand is bad, it's pretty bad, but I think there are more decks this hand's insane against than there aren't. So, I mean, the hand isn't even insane. The hand is like, acceptable. Not having a 1 or 2 is unfortunate. I think this is definitely better than 6. Alright, so our opponent's against Delirium, which is the matchup we've been waiting for this whole time. Um, so I do feel comfortable in the Delirium matchup for Flash. I think you are. That's basically the best thing that could have happened. Uh, I think you are a slight favorite. Again, slight favorite, and I think you are more favored on the play. I think. Oh, I wanted discards. Oh, that's good. Wait. Oh, he just misclicked. Got it. I will accept my opponent misclicking and then discarding. Unless they have like a random 2 they want to. I guess if they could have a grasp. Alright, so one of the main weaknesses of Delirium is that they can't deal with Planeswalkers very easily. Sure. Okay, so you could maybe. Oh man, can't hit a land. He gets an Ishkana back, which is very good, but like not missing your land drop is like really awkward. Yeah, I guess playing grapple is better if you're short on lands. Well, I would have just grappled main phase. I mean, it's not like if I had a copter play, I understand not grappling there. All right, we got there. Cool. Okay, so my separate plan for Delirium is I shave a couple Avacons. I shave all the Selfless Spirits because they're really bad. And I bring in all these counters, all the hard counters. I bring in Jace. I bring in Key. I bring in Deck and Stone. I think. Let me check. I have my sideboard plan written down somewhere. I feel like there's 2 cards I'm forgetting. Nope, never mind. That is just my plan. I was like, yeah. Alright. Let's do it. Alright. So I feel slightly favored in the matchup. Again, play versus draw is pretty important. I think having the tech of Key helps a reasonable amount, as much as any one of sideboard card can help. I think your planeswalkers are definitely the best cards in your deck in this matchup. Your nut draw is also very hard for them to beat if they don't have like Inspector into Copter into Reflector Mage is really good. So I expect my opponent to take like Spellcaller here. Maybe they take Reflector Mage. It depends if they have flares in their hand. I feel like if you have Flare in your hand and you're on the play, you should just play your Flare instead, because there's basically nothing I'm bringing in. Like I can deck in on your Flare, but that's like good. Interesting. So yeah, I'll just jam a Copter and attack. All right, that's ambitious. So it's like kind of interesting here. We can crew the actually yeah, never mind. We're just going to crew right now because we can't attack with this threat inspector because he played a tracker. Alright, I'm going to discard one of our Avacons. And I am just going to inspect here. We're just going to draw cards. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. I'm not as worried about like spell coloring something here. I think all their cards that they're playing here are more like Mind Dark Demon is the best card they can play here. But every other card, basically, right, if they're playing another tracker or a random like small artifact creature or a Liliana or a Grimflare, like none of those cards I actually care about. We'll try for clue here for a little bit more information. It doesn't matter. I actually should have cracked clue because I drew a Deck and Stone. That is unfortunate. I'm gonna crack now though. Okay. Yeah, that was loose. In case I did draw a deck instant, I did want to do it immediately to save myself the 4 damage. Alright, so the game is now developing into a point where we're both he's going to play Haymakers and try not to die, and I'm going to attempt to break through him. But obviously, we're slightly far behind in that respect, but um, yeah, basically worst possible draw there, but not much we can do. So I am going to. This is like a really risky, but he only has 2 cards in hand. So I'm going to free this copter. I'm going to play an Avison. We're going to try this double block just because we have nothing else. Sure, if our opponent has like a plummet or whatever, we die. Like, what did they have? Oh, they had a murder? Sure. Then I just actually I'm still okay, kind of okay with that because I still get to block. I still get to discard plans. I only take 1. That certainly could have ended worse for us. That draw step could have ended worse for us. We'll play a Partenary of Plains. We might try just the Spellquiller Copter block next turn. This Tireless Tracker is going to become a problem, though. Yeah, we've basically lost this game. The way you're winning the Delirium matchup is by out-tempoing them, and this is, like, we should not be getting out-tempoed by them if we're interested in winning the game. So, Spellquiller. But we definitely still have ways of winning this game. Having both our Avacons in the yard is kind of unfortunate. So he can pump that twice. Yeah, I'm gonna crew this copter. Him attacking, not attacking my Dark Demon's like pretty interesting. Sure. Well, man, if he like grasps my copter, I'm like pretty happy. But yeah, we'll just do this. Sure. Obviously, just discarding a plans regardless of what I draw because he knows I have one because of the Port Town reveal. Yes. Alright. Again, worst possible draw, but it's bound to happen. So we'll create our 2 guys. He gets to transgress away our shrivel. I'm going to shrivel his transgress, if only to hide the 2 cards worth of information, because it's not like I'm doing anything else with this mana. Alright, White Shadows are unfortunately pretty bad. We're not quite dead, but we're basically dead. Yeah. Oh, oops. I definitely accidentally F2'd. Forgot I had already F6'd. That was pretty suboptimal. Yeah. Yeah, alright, we were not getting there. Okay, so on the play, I don't think I should change it up. Yeah, again, we're just basically on the tempo plan. Yes. Alright, I will keep this hand. It's like slightly unexciting, but I think having key plus mage I think is pretty good. Opponent multi 6, which is nice. You scry to the bottom. I'm gonna Inspector here. He can't transgress our key, so might as well And I assume he's going to take Gideon here. Oh, I guess I can pass priority. But if his hand is like very dependent on my green player, I could see him taking Reflector Mage. But yeah, Gideon's so hard for him to deal with that there's no real reason to take anything else. I'm going to play the island because he knows we have it, and then attack. I think I'm just going to clue it end step. Again, if he transgresses me, it's like whatever. I'm more interested in perhaps drawing a Gideon next turn. Well, then I am in playing key. Whereas if I key, well, I can filter a card. I will definitely not be able to play a Planeswalker if I do that. Alright, we're going to play the way it was about attacking. I'm actually going to play this key. Just because I'm so certain that Thalia is going to die, and if I can make him keep leaving up mana, yeah, this is great for us. Alright, we just get to balance this. Yeah, you got a clue. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Sure, traverse for land. I'm also fine with that. Alright, our opponent does have a lot of cards with him, but yeah. That is the no Delirium Ishkana. My god. Alright. So this is where the key starts coming in. We just rumble. There is a case to be made for not cracking include there in case we draw something like Gideon or a Planeswalker that's very likely to be transgressed. But I think if we draw like Spellcaller or Spellcaller's a bad example, but if we draw like our 3-drops, we definitely want, or like another Reflector Mage, we want to be I think or like another Inspector. I think drawing it then is pretty reasonable. Right, so this is the key tech. We are just doing this. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I probably should have collared that. So he gets just another vessel, which is good for us. Now we get to redeem our sins, basically. Sure. Again, we're kind of playing this game assuming he's just not going to get to crack all his clues. Actually, if I snare the Ishkana, he blocks like 1, 2, he takes. Yeah, no, it's not quite worth it yet. Actually, I do kind of like snaring Ishkana. So we got it for 5. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think 5 is pretty good. Yeah. Again, this sort of game is just not possible if you're not playing with key, right? Our opponent is playing creatures and is outclassing our creatures and is playing that sort of delirium style where like again, you can even imagine if our opponent had like spider tokens in play, the game would have played out very similar. Both players can't attack. That happens a lot. But this way, we get to just keep coming through. He has minimal answer. I mean, he has like a natural state that's obviously in his graveyard. Um, we're just going to like chump some tireless trackers. It's fine. Our opponent's being pretty slow. Emrakul is very good against our deck. Luckily, he does not have a ton of types yet. He does have the second vessel in his hand, though. And like our opponent can, like, yes, he can attack with both, but like that's like very likely just leads to him dying. Like, okay, so I think our opponent dies, right? We unblockable the Thalia, and then he just dies. Yeah. Yeah, our opponent blocks and then takes it exactly lethal. Nice. All right. So that's how I like the layer matchup again. Key Density is the tech I've been using. Didn't really like it, so we do get to run it back. We also get a treasure chest. So before we sign off, we are going to open this treasure chest because opening treasure chest is pretty fun. Oh, we got an Expedition Blue Gear Hulk. Oh, that's exciting. Nice. Okay. All right, friends. Thanks for watching here on MTG Edmonton. My name is Zach. We will see you at the next few events. Have a good one.